Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. Am I audible and visible clearly to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So join fast so that we'll start the lecture. Seven students have joined. Remaining, I think, 13 students are there. Haven't joined yet. Let's wait for 1 to 2 minutes and then we will start the lecture. Okay. थांबूया तोपर्यंत येत आहेत जॉईन होतात. Okay. There are 52 students have joined. So let's start with the lecture. I'm sharing the screen. Is the screen visible? All of you, can you see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So up till now, what we have discussed? We have seen the different parts of speech, okay? At first, we have completed with the articles. Then we move towards the 8 parts of speech. And of these 8 parts of speech, we have completed noun and pronoun, okay? So nouns are nothing but the naming words. Whatever the visible and non-visible things that we can see or we cannot see, we identify that thing or we name that thing, and that is the name or noun of that thing or person or place or anything. Okay, so that's the definition of noun. And there are different types of nouns, that is common noun, proper noun, material noun, abstract noun, countable noun, uncountable noun. Okay, so these are some of the types of the nouns. And how to identify nouns? We can identify the nouns with the suffixes. Means if we find the words having these suffixes, then we can see that we can say that these are called as the nouns. Means what? If word is ending with tion, sion, er, or, ship, ment, meant, hood, ism, ity, etc., etc. So these are some of the suffixes which, when they are at the end of the, they come at the end of the word, then that word becomes the noun. Okay, हे जे suffix आहेत, when they come at the end of the word, जेव्हा ते एखाद्या शब्दाच्या नंतर येतात तेव्हा आपण त्यापासून काय एखाद्या वर्ड पासून काय तयार करू शकतो तर नाउन्स तयार करू शकतो. Means if friend is the root word, then if we add ship, then it becomes the friendship. If move is the root word, then if we add meant or if we add the suffix meant to it, then it becomes movement. If child is the word, and if we add hood in it, then it becomes the childhood. So these are the suffixes. When that suffixes are added to the root words, then they can produce the different nouns. Okay, so these are the some of the nouns and tips to identify the nouns. Then second part of speech that we have seen was the pronouns. Okay, so in the pronouns, what is the pronoun? It is the word which replaces noun. Okay, pronoun is simply a word which replaces noun to avoid the repetition. For avoiding the repetition of noun, we use pronouns in the sentences. Okay, if we are describing something, okay, so if we are describing tiger, so tiger is a mighty animal, tiger is beautiful animal, tiger has stripes on his body. Okay, so when we repeat the word tiger, tiger for many times, it becomes very monotonous speech. Okay, so that becomes very boring. So for avoiding its repetition, we just replace tiger in the second sentence with it or he. Okay, so tiger is the beautiful animal, it has stripes on its body. Okay, so for avoiding the repetition of that noun, generally we replace it with its pronoun. Okay, and also pronouns function as subject and object in a sentence. The same case is for the noun. Okay, so noun also functions as subject and object in the sentence. Then we have discussed about the types of pronouns. Okay, so in the personal pronoun, there we have seen the chart. Okay, we have seen the chart of pronoun. This is the chart. Okay, subject, object, possessive case, reflexive case, and possessive adjectives. Means I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These are the subjects. Its object, when we change the voice of that sentence, okay, then it becomes, I becomes me, you becomes you, he becomes him, she becomes her, it becomes it, we becomes us, you becomes you, and they becomes them. So these are the objective cases. In possessive adjectives, we use possessive adjective I as my. Okay, my म्हणून आपण यूज करतो. my possessive adjective म्हणजे माझं थोडक्यात असं. then you, your, तू तुझं, he, his, त्याचं, she, her, तिचं, its, त्यांचं, weचं, our, आमचं, you, your, they, their म्हणजे त्यांचं. Then in the possessive case, means mine, म्हणजे I have that thing, or we can say that it's mine. This classroom is mine. ही classroom माझी आहे. Okay, or this t-shirt is of mine. हा t-shirt माझा आहे. Okay, so it's possessive, means I'm possessing that thing. Okay, एखाद्या गोष्टीचं जेव्हा आपल्याकडे possession असतं, तेव्हा आपण त्याला म्हणतो possessive case. Mine, you becomes yours, he becomes his, she becomes hers, it becomes its, we becomes ours, you becomes yours, and they becomes their. Okay, so this is the possessive case. And in the reflexive case, okay, when we add self to the possessive adjectives, we can form reflexive case. Means my plus self, myself, your plus self, yourself, his plus self, himself. No, I think in the reflexive case, yes, himself means त्याचं. Okay, his self, we cannot create this word. Okay, his self असा आपण तयार करू शकत नाही. himself त्याचं, herself तिचं, itself त्यांचं. Here ourself, ourselves. Okay, selves. When we are multiple in number, when we are using reflexive case for our, we have to add selves. Okay, f हे काय होतं तर निघून जातं आणि त्याच्या जागी येतं ves. ourselves. ओके, ह्याच्यासाठी सुद्धा नियम आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल वाईफ, नाईफ. जेव्हा आपण वाईफचं प्लुरल करतो तेव्हा काय होतं तर WIFE, वाईफ मधलं ई निघून जातं, WIVES, FE निघून जातं. ओके, FE निघून जातं आणि त्याच्या जागी येतं VES. ओके, त्याच पद्धतीनं ourselves. ओके, yourselves, themselves. These are the reflexive cases. Then we have seen the interrogative pronouns. The words which are starting with WH word, they are called as the interrogative words. And when we are using them as a pronouns, then they are called as the interrogative pronouns. आपण जेव्हा WH words असतील, WH words, who, where, why, हे जेव्हा आपण प्रोनाउन म्हणून यूज करतो तेव्हा त्यांना आपण म्हणतो इंट्रोगेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन्स. ओके, when we are using WH words as interrogatives, then they are called as the interrogative pronouns. For example, we are using who for asking about a person, then where for asking about a place, why for asking about or for asking for a reason, how for asking about a manner, when for asking about a time, what for asking about a thing, which for asking about a choice, which is your favorite color or which is your favorite ice cream. Okay, so when we are asking about a choice, we are giving choice for to that person. Which will you prefer? तुला कुठला आवडेल? Okay, then whose is used for asking about a possession. Whose is this pen? हा पेन कुणाचा आहे? ओके, सो कुणाच्या मालकीचा आहे किंवा कुणाचा आहे म्हणजे कुणाकडे आहे तो पेन. ओके, कुणाकडे होता तो पेन, अशा पद्धतीने आपण जेव्हा विचारतो तेव्हा आपण वापरतो whose. त्यानंतर whom is used for asking about an object of a verb. ओके, जेव्हा आपण whom वापरतो तेव्हा कशासाठी वापरतो? फॉर आस्किंग अबाउट an object of a verb. एखाद्या verb नंतर जो ऑब्जेक्ट येतो जेव्हा त्याच्याविषयी आपण विचारतो तेव्हा त्याला आपण whom न विचारतो. ओके, whom did you meet? I met my teacher. Okay, here see this example. I met my teacher. Here I is the subject, met is the verb, my teacher is the object. Okay, and my teacher came after the met, that is verb. Okay, when it came after the verb, it works as, it functions as the object. Okay, and for asking about the word which is after the verb or asking about the object which came after the verb, we ask it with whom. Okay, whom did you meet? I met my teacher. So here I have to ask whom did you meet? तू कोणाला भेटला? मी माझ्या टीचरला भेटलो. Okay, then what kind is used for asking about a description. एखाद्याचं वर्णन जेव्हा आपण विचारतो तेव्हा आपण त्याला व्हॉट काइंड अशा पद्धतीनं विचारतो. व्हॉट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन दॅट वॉज. ओके, व्हॉट काइंड ऑफ पिक्चर दॅट वॉज. ओके, then what time is used for asking about an exact time. How many for asking about quantity which is countable. Okay, for asking about the countable quantity we use how many. Okay, and for asking about uncountable things we use how much. Okay, for example, amount or price. Okay, or yes, amount or price. Then how long is used for asking about a duration or length. एखाद्याचा कालावधी विचारण्यासाठी how long वापरतो. How often is used for asking about frequency. How often the train for Dombivli is running. Okay, how often the train for Dombivli is running from CST. CST पासून किती वेळा डोंबिवलीसाठी ट्रेन आहे. ओके, हे विचारण्यासाठी आपण हाऊ ऑफन वापरतो. देन हाऊ फार इज युज्ड फॉर आस्किंग अबाउट अ डिस्टन्स. एखाद्या ठिकाण जे आहे त्याचं डिस्टन्स मोजण्यासाठी हाऊ फार किंवा हाऊ लॉंग. ओके, देन हाऊ ओल्ड वय विचारण्यासाठी. So these are the interrogative pronouns that we have studied. And relative pronouns, when they are used in the middle position of a sentences, then these interrogative pronouns functions as relative pronoun. जेव्हा आपण वाक्याच्या मध्ये वापरतो interrogative pronoun ना, तेव्हा आपण त्याला relative pronoun असं म्हणतो. जेव्हा वाक्याच्या मध्ये जेव्हा आपण इंट्रोगेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन्स वापरतो तेव्हा आपण त्याचा रिलेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन असा यूज करतो. रिलेट फॉर रिलेटिंग द थिंग्स. ओके, रिलेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन्स आर यूज्ड फॉर रिलेटिंग द थिंग्स और मेकिंग द रिलेशन बिटवीन द थिंग्स. ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल, द कॉलेज besides, okay, the college which got the NAC accreditation. Okay, the college which got the NAC accreditation is excellent. तर which हा जो वर्ड आहे आपण कुठे वापरला तर मिडल मध्ये वापरलाय. ओके, मिडल पोझिशनला वापरलाय. The college which got the NAC accreditation is excellent. ज्या कॉलेजला NAC accreditation मिळालेलं आहे ते कॉलेज कसं आहे तर चांगलं आहे. ओके, विच हा शब्द जेव्हा आपण मध्ये वापरतो वाक्याच्या तेव्हा तो आपण कसा वापरतो तर रिलेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन असा वापरतो. ओके, रिलेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन म्हणून त्याचा आपण वापर करतो. आता whom. ओके, द बॉय whom I met yesterday was my friend. एक ज्या मुलाला मी काल भेटलो होतो तो माझा मित्र होता. द बॉय whom I met yesterday was my friend. Okay, so whom here when it is used in the middle then it works as or functions as relative pronoun. Okay, so this is the difference between interrogative pronoun and relative pronoun. Interrogative pronoun generally come at the initial position of a sentence. Okay, initial position मध्ये interrogative pronoun आपण यूज करतो आणि मिडल पोझिशनला आपण कुठले यूज करतो तर रिलेटिव्ह प्रोनाउन. Then demonstrative pronoun and adjectives. So this, that, these, those, these are the 4 demonstrative pronouns and we can also use it or use them as adjectives. आपण त्यांचा प्रोनाउन म्हणून सुद्धा यूज करू शकतो आणि ऍडजेक्टिव्ह म्हणून सुद्धा यूज करू शकतो. ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल, दिस इज माय पेन, दॅट इज माय पेन, दीज आर माय पेन्स, दोज आर माय पेन्स. बघा, सिंग्युलर असेल एखादी गोष्ट सिंग्युलर असेल तर दिस इज माय मोबाईल. ओके, दिस इज माय मोबाईल. जर प्लुरल असेल तर काय म्हणता येईल इथं, these are my mobiles. Okay, these are my mobiles. जेव्हा ती गोष्ट जवळ असेल तेव्हा आपण ती अशी these न आपण इंडिकेट करतो. When that thing or that object or that gadget is far from you, ते जेव्हा दूर असेल कुठेतरी तुमच्यापासून थोडं लांब असेल तेव्हा आपण त्याच्याकडे जेव्हा आपण इंडिकेट करतो किंवा डेमॉन्स्ट्रेट करतो, for demonstrating that object which is far from you, we use that is my mobile. And if there is you have the multiple mobiles, then those are my mobiles. असं आपण this that these those चा यूज करू शकतो. हे समजलं सगळ्यांना इथपर्यंत? Is it understood? Yes, इथपर्यंत समजलंय सगळ्यांना?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yes, today we are going to start with the verbs. Okay, आपण आता verbs start करणार आहोत. So verbs, then first of all we have to see what is the verb and why to use it in the sentence. So first of all, let's see the definition of that verb. Verbs. In sentences, verbs are the words which denote a fact or a reality, ownership or possession, and any action. Okay, so verbs in the sentences, verbs are the words which denote a fact or a reality. This is a fact or reality, a word which shows the fact or reality, ownership or possession, and any action. Okay, generally we have seen that verb is the word which shows action. Okay, verb is the word which denotes or which shows the action, or action, we can say that verb is the action denoting word. Okay, generally we define this verb in this manner. Okay, and we are going to see its thorough definition. That is, in the sentences, verbs are the words which denote a fact or reality. So how to denote fact or reality? It is, we can denote it with, let's see the example. I am a teacher. Okay, I am a teacher. So teacher is my fact. I am really a teacher. Okay, this is the fact. ही काय आहे तर सत्य आहे. Okay, I am a teacher किंवा reality आहे. Okay, so am, this is the verb we are using. So am is the verb which shows the fact or reality. Or I was a student. मी स्टुडंट होतो. काही वर्षांपूर्वी मी स्टुडंट होतो. I was a student. So was is the verb which shows fact or reality. Okay, so that's why verbs are the words which shows or denote fact or reality. Then second, ownership or possession. So for this we have to see the example, like I have a pen. Okay, I have a pen. So here have is the word, have is the verb. Okay, it is auxiliary verb which functions as the main verb for showing the ownership or possession. तर मालकी दाखवण्यासाठी किंवा आपल्याकडे ती गोष्ट आहे असं दाखवण्यासाठी आपण कुठला वर्ब यूज करतो तर have. ओके, I have a pen, I have a laptop. Okay, I have a computer, I have a mobile. So have, okay, is the ownership showing word or possession showing word. He has motorcycle. Okay, he has motorcycle, he has bike, he has scooty, she has her car. Okay, she has her car. तिला तिची कार आहे. So these are the has or have. These are the auxiliary verb or yes, these are the auxiliary verb which function as the main verb and which shows the ownership or possession. मालकी किंवा ती गोष्ट असणे याला आपण काय म्हणतो तर verbs. Okay, then third one is any action. So verbs also denote the any action, कुठल्याही प्रकारची क्रिया दर्शवण्यासाठी आपण काय आपण कशाचा यूज करतो तर verbचा यूज करतो. The verb is actually the action denoting word. Okay, but in the large sense we can define the verb as verbs are the words which denote a fact or reality. सत्यता किंवा fact दर्शवण्यासाठी, ownership or possession एखाद्या गोष्टीची मालकी किंवा ताबा दर्शवण्यासाठी, and any action किंवा कुठलीही ऍक्शन दर्शवण्यासाठी किंवा दाखवण्यासाठी आपण कशाचा यूज करतो तर verbsचा यूज करतो. ओके, द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द verbs. आता आपण स्ट्रक्चर बघतोय, verbचं स्ट्रक्चर बघतोय आता. Yes, so verbs are of two different types. Okay, verbs are of two different types, or verbs are divided into two types, that is main verb and auxiliary verb. We can use helping verb, supporting verb, or auxiliary verb. Any of these three words we can use for the verb or auxiliary verb to denote helping verb, supporting verb, or auxiliary verb. We can use all of these three words for same kind. Okay, तर पहिला टाइप आहे, पहिला प्रकार आहे वर्बचा तो आहे मेन वर्ब, आणि दुसरा जो आहे तो सहाय्यकारी क्रियापद, सपोर्टिंग और हेल्पिंग और ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब्स. So you can call it by any name. Okay, you can call it by any name. Verbs are having two types, main verb and second is helping verb, supporting verb, or auxiliary verb. Then main verb is divided into two subtypes, that is action denoting main verb and primary auxiliaries functioning as main verb. The main verb suda, it is also divided into two types, that is action denoting, means whatever the action showing words are there that come under the main verb, and second is primary auxiliaries, means am, is, are, was, were, these are the primary auxiliaries. Okay, these also function as main verb in the absence of main verb. जेव्हा एखाद्या वाक्यामध्ये मेन वर्ब हे आलेलं नसतं तेव्हा am, is, are, was, were, these are the primary auxiliaries which function as main verbs. तर ही काय करतात तर त्या वाक्यामध्ये मेन वर्ब म्हणून काय करतात, कार्य करतात. ओके, so main verbs are divided into two, that is action denoting and primary auxiliaries. So action denoting main verbs have total 5 forms. तर action denoting main verbs चे किती फॉर्म आहेत तर 5 फॉर्म आहेत. ओके, and second type of verb is helping verb, supporting verb, or auxiliary verb. So these auxiliary verbs are divided into two types, that is primary auxiliary and modal auxiliaries. Okay, primary auxiliary आणि modal auxiliary मध्ये हे auxiliary किंवा supporting किंवा helping verb हे काय केलेले आहेत तर डिवाइड केलेले आहेत. So this is the chart. We can easily identify or we can easily understand the verbs by this chart. Okay, so write down this chart in your notebook. While listening to lecture, please keep the habit to write it down in your notebook so that it will be sharply remembered. Okay, तुम्ही ते एकदम जेव्हा तुम्ही लिहिता तेव्हा ते तुमच्या लक्षात राहतं चांगल्या पद्धतीने. Verbs, there are two types, main verb and helping verb. Main verb is having two types, action denoting main verb and primary auxiliary is functioning as main verb. Helping verb or supporting verb is also having two types, that is primary auxiliary and second one is modal auxiliary. So this is the chart of the verb. Let's see the main verb and its definition. So type A is of main verbs. So in the sentences, main verbs denote actions, facts or ownership. कुठल्याही सेंटेन्स मध्ये, okay, in sentences, main verbs denote actions, facts or ownership. Action, क्रिया दर्शवण्यासाठी, फॅक्ट्स एखाद्या सत्यता गोष्टीची सत्यता दर्शवण्यासाठी और ओनरशिप किंवा एखाद्या गोष्टीची मालकी किंवा ताबा दर्शवण्यासाठी आपण मेन व्हर्बचा यूज करतो. ओके, अँड लेट्स सी द एक्झाम्पल फॉर ऑल दीज थ्री टाइप्स. Action denoting main verb, facts denoting main verb and ownership denoting main verb. Let's see the first example. He is a doctor. Okay, he is a doctor. So here he is a doctor. तो काय आहे? डॉक्टर आहे. Okay, so is the verb. Here is the verb which shows fact or reality. या वाक्यामध्ये is हे जे verb आहे ते काय दाखवतंय? फॅक्ट, सत्यता दाखवतंय किंवा रियालिटी दाखवतंय. ओके, सो ही इज अ डॉक्टर. व्हाय ही इज अ डॉक्टर? बिकॉज ही प्रॅक्टिसेस. ओके, तो काय करतो? त्याची प्रॅक्टिस करतोय. तो पेशंटना चेक करतोय. ही चेक्स द पेशंट and gives the medicine to the patients. That's why he is a doctor. त्यामुळे तो डॉक्टर आहे. ओके, सो डॉक्टर, having a doctor is the reality, okay, of that person. That's why he is a doctor. Here is function as main verb. He is काय करतंय तर इथं फंक्शन करतंय मेन वर्बचं and which shows fact or reality. आणि हे काय दर्शवतंय तर फॅक्ट किंवा रियालिटी दाखवतं. तर मेन वर्बचा आपण यूज फॅक्ट किंवा रियालिटी दाखवण्यासाठी करतो. Then we have, second one is we have some books. आमच्याकडे काही पुस्तकं आहेत. We have some books. आमच्याकडे काही पुस्तकं आहेत. So here have is the word which have is the word, okay, it shows the ownership. We have some books. आमच्याकडे काही पुस्तकं आहेत. I have a mobile. माझ्याकडे मोबाईल आहे. I have a car. माझ्याकडे कार आहे. So have is the word which shows the ownership. Okay, that's why it function as verb, main verb in the sentence. Have या वाक्यामध्ये काय करते तर मेन वर्ब म्हणून काम करतं. कारण की या वाक्यामध्ये कुठल्याही प्रकारचं मेन वर्ब नाहीये. ओके, इन दिस सेंटेन्स देयर इज absence of the main verb. इथं मेन वर्ब प्रेझेंट नाहीये. दॅट्स वाय have it is used as the main verb, or it functions as the main verb in the sentence. Then they, third example is they solve problems. They solve problems. ते काय करतात तर समस्या सोडवतात. Okay, so here solve is the action denoting word. Okay, action denoting word, so it is called as the verb. Okay, so action denoting words or facts or realities or ownership denoting words are called as the verbs. Okay, एखाद्या ची रियालिटी असेल, फॅक्ट असेल, ती शो करण्यासाठी, ओनरशिप शो करण्यासाठी किंवा क्रिया दर्शवण्यासाठी, ऍक्शन दर्शवण्यासाठी आपण कशाचा यूज करतो तर वर्ब्सचा यूज करतो, मेन वर्बचा यूज करतो. So solve is the action denoting word, सोडवतो. In the same manner, play, then ran, play, run, okay, write, drink, eat, these are the words which shows the action. That's why they are called as the main verbs. तर हा आहे difference between main verbs and action denoting main verbs. Okay, हा समजला? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we have completed with the main verbs. In the next lecture we will see the action denoting main verbs and its 5 forms. Okay, पुढच्या लेक्चरला आपण त्याचे action denoting verbs आणि त्याचे 5 प्रकार आणि राहिलेला पाठ बघूयात. Okay, so first I will have to take your attendance, then you can leave this meeting. Don't leave the meeting until I mark your attendance. Okay, meeting leave करू नका. I have to mark your attendance. Chat box मध्ये मेसेज नका टाकू, मी मार्क करतोय अटेंडन्स. रोल नंबर 5 आहेत का? रोल नंबर 5.
No, sir.
रोल नंबर 5 नाही. रोल नंबर 10. रोल नंबर 10 absent. 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. रोल नंबर 33 आहेत. रोल नंबर 33. रोल नंबर 40 आहेत. रोल नंबर 40.
प्रेझेंट सर.
ओके, तुमचं विराज केंगार रोल नंबरच्या ह्यानं का जॉईन झालं नाही तुम्ही? C40 विराज केंगार या आयडीने तुमच्या जॉईन होत चला. ओके, Okay. Rename yourself and join. C40 Viraj Kangar. Okay. 41, 42, 43, 44. Roll number 45. (62). Okay. So the absent roll numbers. Roll number 5. Roll number 5 present आहेत का? नाहीत. Roll number 10. Roll number 10. 10 सुद्धा absent. Roll number 33. Is roll number 33 present? No. Roll number 45. Roll number 45. 45 सुद्धा नाहीत. ओके. सो 4 जण absent आहेत. ओके. बाकीचे प्रेझेंट आहेत. सो शॅल वी स्टॉप हिअर? थांबायचं?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll stop here.